What's up, YouTube? So continuing on with the table project, man, I would have to say these things came out epic. Check that out. Wow, buddy. Especially in the sunlight, man, that wood just, it pops like crazy, you know? It looks awesome. I love it. Now I am going to go ahead and sand this with 1500 grit, and then I'm going to buff it also to get it to the maximum shininess. But the clear, it seemed to really work on this bark. Like, it's no longer peely. I mean, obviously you don't want to go chipping at it, but you know, it did turn out a lot better. I have them out here baking in the sun right now, simply because I want that clear to fully cure and harden before I go sanding on it and everything. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to start putting some clear on the legs of the table, which is just right in here. There's these babies right here, so they are looking good. Now I didn't get any of the filming on putting the clear on the tables and the camera, simply because the clear just goes like everywhere with the sprayer that I have. But I just used a Graco home sprayer on that, and as you see, it really came out good, except for the little tidbits of trash in there. But like I said, I'm going to wet sand it, buff it, and then I'll show you guys a video of me doing that. But for right now, I'm going to start putting clear on these legs. Alright, so I am ready to start doing these legs now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just wiping them off. Because you don't want any dust on there, especially when you go to lay your clear down. Just like with anything else, you want a nice clean surface. So just go through, get all these suckers cleaned up. So there is the first coat of clear on them, and I would have to say they really made that color like really stand out compared to what it was. And some of the, as you can see, some of the clear is kind of absorbed into the wood. See, there's the difference right there between the two. But some of the clear is kind of absorbed into the wood, which is going to happen. Normally it takes probably about 2 or 3 good coats before it stops absorbing into the wood, and for you to actually be able to start seeing the results of, you know, the gloss finish, the shine that you're going for. So, you know, if you're coating something at home with varnish, depending on, you know, whatever kind you're using, just know that it's going to look a little bit flat at first. It's nothing you did. You just got to run a couple coats. And always be sure to read the back of the can, obviously, to see, you know, what the recoat times are. Like I said, this one's 2 hours. But so that's what I'm going to show on this for now. I'll probably show them again once they're complete. That way you guys can see the finished product and you don't have to watch the redundancy of me clearing them and clearing them and clearing them and everything, you know what I mean? But that's where I'm going to leave off for now. I will do an update when I bring the tables back in to start clearing them. And yeah, till the next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. What's up, YouTube? So I have got these legs just about done. They're on their last coat of clear now. And as you can hopefully see, they look pretty darn good. Like, I am really happy with how these are coming out. They look fantastic. But probably what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to go ahead and sand them well, I'm gonna sand one side of the blue. So basically what I'm gonna do is on one of these, I'll just sand this part right here, and then I'm going to use some car compound and polish to try and bring back the luster, you know, try and get rid of the roughness out of it. This is the compound and everything I'm going to be using in the polish. I've never honestly done that myself, but this guy at Lowe's had told me about it, and he said that he had done it once and it worked really good for him. So I'm just going to try it. You know, worst thing happens is it doesn't work or it fails, but you don't know unless you try. But like I said, I'm only going to do one side of one leg like that, just for a test, because I can always go back and touch one side up really easy rather than sanding every one of them down and then it doesn't work and now I gotta do the whole process again. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna try. I hope it really works. These have to sit for a half hour and then I can put them over there on my table. Then I'm gonna bring the actual tabletops out here, and I'm gonna go over them with 1500 grit sandpaper on the back, and then I'm gonna try that method, buff them out to a shine, and see if I can't get rid of all the nibs. So you guys will definitely see that coming up in this video. Alright, so I am now at the point where I have both tabletops in here, and I am wet sanding them. Now, as you can see, this one right here has just been wet sanded and it is pretty darn smooth. I mean, it's not exactly perfect, but I think it's still a little bit gritty though, so you know, I'll just have to clean it up. But this one on the other hand, this other one over here has like so much grit on it. It is like really gritty right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and wet sand this sucker, and right here I got my palm sander and I got 1000 grit on there. So what I'm going to do is I'll just wet the sandpaper a little bit with water before I put it on the table, and then I'm going to wet the table a little bit too, just to keep it nice and lubricated, because I tried to dry sand it without water and I just found that it gummed up the sandpaper really bad, so I don't want to gum it up. I just want to get a really good job out of it. So I'll show you guys how fast it is to actually wet sand this thing, and then after that I'm going to get out the buffer and bring the shine right back to it. So what I have here is this Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, which is kind of gritty. I don't know really the specifics of it, but I do know that it's kind of like maybe 2500 grit sandpaper, and it's supposed to take the haze away. I've used it before. Like I said, I don't know the actual grit of it, but I do have my polisher right here. So what I'm going to do is, before I start buffing this, I am going to go ahead and wet this down. That way when it does come into contact with the wood, it doesn't it's not too hot or whatever, you know, it'll be just fine. And I am going to turn this puppy all the way down on 1, because it's been so long since I used it, I don't know exactly how fast it's going to be spinning. And then, you know, while I'm buffing, I'm just going to be basically using the weight of the machine. I'm not going to press down on it at all. I'm just going to let it do its own thing and see what it does. did some good cleaning on these tables here. As you can see, I got all the compound and polish out of the bark. And the reason why you want to do that is, you know, just so it looks better. I did it while it was still a little bit wet. There might be, you know, still a smidge of it here and there. It's really rough to get off though, but I got most of it. And what I'm fixing to do now is I'm fixing to use the final polish, which is just a nice wool pad. And I'm not going to use any compound. I'm going to turn the buffer down quite a bit, and I'm just going to go really slow, you know, and just take my time. Try and really get the shine to just pop out in these things, because man, they're going to look amazing when they're done. And I just can't wait to see, you know, how the final clear is going to look, you know, when it's all said and done, how good it's going to look. Now, what I did when I was cleaning the table was I went ahead and took this little broom and I just held the bucket there and I used it to clean, you know, all the bark with, just scrubbed it really good. And then what I did after I was done scrubbing it with the broom is I just took my air chuck and just blew all the water out of the bark, you know, because if you don't do it right away, what'll happen is when the compound and everything dries, it's really hard to get out of there, and you don't want that. So you want to just, you know, if you do furniture like this or a car or whatever, you always want to make sure that you wash that compound off as soon as you can. That way it'll make it a little bit easier on you. Got one side buffed out, and you may be able to see the difference in it. Like, I think it looks amazing. That's as good as I can get it. I mean, it's got, you know, a few like slight little imperfections in it and everything, but you know, for an amateur rookie, it's my like second table set that I've ever done. It's really not that bad. This is the one that I'm about to do the final buff on, and I mean, it looks good too, but it doesn't look as good as that one. Like, you know, there is a difference. You know, I can almost, yeah, I can definitely see it in the camera. Like, that is pretty darn huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and knock this one out real quick. I'm not going to really film it, but I will film what I'm going to do to the legs tomorrow, which is sand and buff just the blue on there, because right now it looks kind of rough and I don't really like it that much. Like, I don't know if you can really see that, but you know, it doesn't really look that bad, but it could look better. You know, and then there is like a little bit of runs here, as you could probably see. So I'm just going to get all those perfections out of there. And like I said, I can't guarantee it's going to look perfect, but it's going to look a lot better. And at least if I try the best that I can, it's going to look, you know, the best that it can. So I'm putting out a nice product when it's done, because I'm going to sell these tables. Like, you know, I want to try and sell them and, you know, get something going for the YouTube channel here. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And again, thank you for watching. All right, YouTube, so check this out. Just got this baby cleared right here, and man, look at the difference on that. That is crazy, isn't it? Like, that blue and black is just so much darker with that clear on there. Oh my gracious. I'm in love with that. That looks pretty dang good, if I'd have to say myself. Don't really know like how much time I'm going to be able to film.
But I was just gonna knock this top out real quick, you know, throw some clear on it, put it on time lapse, and hope it makes it to the end. That way you guys can see, you know, live, like how rapid it changes color and how cool it looks, you know, when I'm clearing it and everything. So we'll see what we can do. Well, guys, there you have it. That is the first coat on these babies, and I like it so far. I can't, oh my God, guys, I can't wait to see how good these are gonna look once I get, you know, probably 3 or 4 coats of clear. I might even use the rest of the can on the top of these babies, because I'm telling you, like, I want these things to be pristine, shine. And the best thing about that lacquer is I heard that it gets harder and harder over time. I don't know if that's true, but that is so cool if it actually does that, because that means that these tables here, whoever buys them is going to be able to have them for a very long time, and they are going to be very good quality. And, you know, kids or hot drinks, cold drinks, hot plates, whatever, they're going to be able to set them on these tables and just not have to worry about it. You know, plus these are solid wood tables, guys. You know, and I urge you, if you like making furniture, or if you like doing any types of craft, go ahead, do it. You know, this is my shop right here. As you can see, you know, it's really not that big. But man, if you have anything like this, or shoot, you know, if you got a tree in the backyard or something, you know, or a shed, get a project going. It's fun. It's awesome, you know. Sell these things. People are always looking for, you know, cool stuff to buy. Or heck, if you ain't gonna sell it, then you got custom furniture in your house, you know. Better built than bought, I always say. But I'll probably do another update on the video when the tables are actually done, because, you know, it's going to be a lot of the same thing that you've seen on the reverse side of the table, you know, buffing this and that, yada, 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 and you guys don't need to see more of that. So I'll probably just do another update on the tables when I got the legs on and they're 100% complete, and then you guys are going to be able to see them then, and I'm telling you, they're going to look epic. So just stay around and check out that part of the video. I just got done giving these suckers a nice buff, and got all the sides done, and I would have to say, like, they look really good. Took most of the imperfections out. You know, there's still some kind of blemishes on it, but they're not 100% yet. I'm still gonna wipe them down with oil and clean them, you know, kind of detail them a little bit, get the compound gunk off there. But now what I'm going to be doing is I am going to bring 1000 and then 1500 grit sandpaper to the tables, and I'm going to wet sand the heck out of these things, and then I'm going to buff them to try and get that mirror finish that I have on the bottom. So it's going to look crazy. I mean, like right now you can't even really see a reflection that good in there. I mean, you kind of can, but you know, when I get done, this thing is going to be like a freaking mirror. You know, you're going to be able to do your hair in these things. It's going to be so amazing. But so that's where I'm at right now. Also, before I actually get the tables 100% complete, I'm going to have to go to Lowe's and get some supplies. Like I need oil, you know, so I can like clean these things up really good once they're, you know, completely done. And then I'm going to get just the right screws, because I do have some screws here, but they're going to be like way too long, and I just simply don't want to do that. So I'll just show you real quick one of the screws, if I can find it. But it's not over here right now. I don't know where it is, but you'll get it though. It's too long of a screw. I don't want to use it because what it's going to happen is when I go to put the legs on the table, the screw is going to go all the way through the leg and then possibly poke through the top of the table, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to get the right screws, you know, the right length. That way it's perfect from like the word go. And then pretty much when I get the table reassembled and everything, I'll do a final video on it. That way you guys can see what the final product looks like, and I promise you it's going to look amazing. They already look really good as they sit. I mean, just get a look at them from this angle. That is just insane. To what is going on. So I finally got the tables done, and I gotta say they look fire. Like, check that out. I got the sun on it right now, and it's really making these designs pop and just come to life, you know? Like, I can't, it's just awesome. It's really nice. They are the right height. They're not too low, they're not too high. You know, so when you're sitting down and you go to use them, it's not really like impossible, you know? It works. It really works. The legs and everything look really good. They turned out well. And I just couldn't be happier with them. Now I did have to sand. I wet sanded and I buffed the legs, just to give them that nice glossy look on the blue side of it, you know. But yeah, that looks really good though. I am so happy with it. But yeah, that'll be the end of today's video. I hope you like it. I hope you like what you see here. If you do like what you see here, you know, please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think I should do next. You know, what type of tables do you think I should do next? This is going to probably go on my channel for a little bit till I can get back on my Tiguan, and then I'm going to go full ahead with that. I got some epic plans coming for it. Performance, a little bit of cosmetic upgrades as far as looks wise, but that's all I'm going to give you right there, you know what I mean? But